Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Phi and this is Money Philosophy. Thank you for coming back for another day of Tesla analysis. I will also add Amazon and Shopify in the back half of the video if you guys are interested. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I am a growth stock investor and a trader, and I'd love to share with you my investing and trading journeys. Let's get right into it. For those of you that are new to my channel, I do have a Patreon page that I provide trade analysis here on a regular basis. Here is my analysis for Amazon. As of yesterday, December 6th, you notice that I posted about 20 minutes before the market closed. And this trade turned out to be, so far, a successful trade. I have not exited my trade, and I also provide trade management and tip down here. So if you guys are interested, definitely check out my Patreon page. Currently, I have 3 tiers of support: $5 a month, $20 a month, and $50 a month. With $50 a month, you will have access to my trade analysis, where I would provide feedback and input when I enter and exit the trade. This is not necessarily a trade signal because I don't necessarily post here multiple times a day. I only post here when I see a very good opportunity with a high probability of success, so that we all could examine based on technical analysis and my trade entry and exit point here, and hopefully it will be helpful to you guys. As usual, we will begin with Tesla daily chart. So right now, at the time of this recording, we still have about an hour and 10 minutes left in the trading day. The volume right now is only 45%, which is substantially lower than a typical day for Tesla for the last 30 days. By now, I would certainly hope that Tesla would get to 80 to 90% to consider an average or a little bit higher volume trading day. But today, that is not the case. Regardless, Tesla still moved up over 4% as of the time of this recording. It is right now trading at $1,052. So I made a video on Sunday sharing with you guys my thoughts on Tesla, and I indicated that on Monday there would be a good opportunity to enter a call option if Tesla crossed below 50 days SMA. At the time, 50 days SMA was about $978. Sure enough, Monday morning Tesla went down pretty vigorously before I decided to reverse, and I entered a call option right around this level for January 7th expiration with a strike price of $1,050. At the time, the stock was about $950 or so, so I had about $100 out of the money. As of now, Tesla has hit my strike price, although I still have time left because the expiration is not until January 7th. I decided to exit the trade because the volume is very low, and I see that there is a gap created today that may be filled in the next couple of days before Tesla decided to run. So I decided to take off my trade for the time being. So hopefully that is helpful to you guys. I am a big fan of Tesla, both as an investor and as a trader, and I take the opportunity to study the chart every day and every hour. When I spot a good opportunity to trade, I will enter the trade, but it has to be at the optimal point, and I don't tend to chase or FOMO into a trade because that is the recipe for disaster. So in addition to my portfolio that is predominantly Tesla, I also trade in Tesla, Amazon, and Shopify to hyperchart the portfolio so that I have more money to buy more Tesla shares. And that's my general objective there. So that was a successful trade, although it wasn't it is not the best trade of my trading history, but it is still a very decent trade in my mind. Back to chart analysis here. As you saw, the RSI hit oversold on Sunday or last Friday, which then prompted the reversal on Monday. The stock should have reversed first thing Monday, but the fact that it went all the way down to the extreme level told me that it was just a matter of minutes before it reversed. Today, you can see the RSI lifted up a little bit, and so where Tesla will go from here, we won't know yet until tomorrow. Ideally, I'd like to see Tesla gaps up again and go all the way up to 1100 or so. But if it does not do that, then it would tend to fill this gap and return back to about $1,010 or so. And then it would be going sideways a little bit around here before going back up. As I mentioned in my past video, Tesla has a lot more catalysts coming into the back half of December, such as the commencement of production at Giga Austin and Giga Berlin, in addition to Q4 delivery result would be announcing the first week of January. So we have a lot to look forward to in Tesla in the next couple of weeks, and I do think that the stock would be running up leading into Christmas time. For now, let's take one day at a time and let's see what the price target would be for tomorrow. Here is the hourly chart for Tesla. As you can see that we have a mini inverse head and shoulder, with this being the shoulder, this is the head, and this is another shoulder. So with this mini inverse head and shoulder pattern on the hourly chart, I do expect Tesla to go back up to about $1,097 or more in the next few days. The trading range for tomorrow on the upper end is $1,076. The middle pivot point is $1,045, and the bottom pivot point is $1,033. With the 50 days SMA right now at $990. Always remember, the stock tends to move up and move away from 50 days SMA, and then revisit 50 days SMA, which is my white dotted line here. And then if it holds that level, as was the case with Tesla, then it would continue to spike back up. And I think right now Tesla just needs to decide whether or not it wants to fill the gap created from earlier this morning. Although pre-market, you can see that with this hourly chart right before the market opens, Tesla already filled the gap. But I'd like to see Tesla to fill this gap in the next couple of days during trading hours and then continue to the upside. That's the only way I would feel safe to continue my bullish momentum and trade, but otherwise I would be waiting for the next opportunity. On the upside, above this pivot point here, you will notice that Tesla could get to 1,078, 1,097, and $1,100. And so that would be my immediate price target for tomorrow. Now, if Tesla revisit the bottom pivot at $1,030, that could also be a good opportunity to enter a call option. If you look at a smaller time frame, the 15-minute chart today, looks like Tesla started out in the first 15 minutes trying to fill the gap, but it never get a chance to fill it, and then it resumed bullish and stay above this pivot point here, which was the highest pivot point for today, and it is at $1,037. So it seems like for the most part of the trading day, Tesla trade above the pivot point here. So we have three scenarios here. The first scenarios is that Tesla would either gap down or moving sideways first and then trying to fill the gap during the day. If so, it would have a red candle spreading from where it ends today all the way down to about $1,009. If that is the case, then Tesla is just going to consolidate and decide right around the range of $1,020 to $1,030 for the next couple of days. The second scenario in my mind is that it would consolidate right around the same range as today. So imagine the exact same candle for today, but it would also happen tomorrow, which means that Tesla would consolidate between $1,035 and $1,050. And if that's the case, you have two consolidating candle after a gap up. So I call these are hanging candles that are signaling a potential big bullish run. So I would be providing my analysis and entry and exit point if it does happen to have another consolidation day tomorrow on my Patreon page. The third scenario is that Tesla gaps up again in the morning tomorrow to about $1,060 and then run all the way up. In that third scenario, I wouldn't be chasing Tesla. I would just sit back and enjoy the portfolio being green for the day to the amount of shares that I hold. But at that time, premium for call options would be very high, and I would not be entering any call option at that point. But in the second scenario, if Tesla consolidate again right around the area that it was moving today, then I would likely enter a call option to swing trade by the end of the day, and I will update you guys accordingly. Going into the rest of December, these are the resistance point that I can see in Tesla. Once again, the first resistance point is $1,078. Next one is $1,097, then $1,105, $1,114, $1,145, $1,189. When Tesla gets to $1,189, it will hit the resistance or selling zone again up here, and it could potentially bounce back down. But as of right now, it does seem to have multiple top, but also as it bounced at 50 days SMA here, it creates multiple bottoms as well. So the next leg in my mind would be going up, and it depends on whether or not it can make a new higher high. If it cannot, then it will probably fall back down right around 1189. Here's the daily chart for Amazon. Amazon too have relatively low volume today, only 64%. So this is better than Tesla, but it is not the greatest that Amazon has ever had. On Monday, Amazon had over 100%, and last Friday also had over 100%. So 64% is not too huge. However, it is a bullish day for Amazon with a significant gap up, and the gap was never filled. Amazon's right now trading at $3,529, up over or almost 3% from yesterday. I would most likely hold on to my Amazon call option for another day, although I do get a little nervous with the volume here. So for my Patreons who have lower risk for tolerance, and if you are already in the green, I would take my trade off at this point. If you have more appetite for risk, then I would hold on to it with the hope that Amazon would have another run tomorrow. Keep in mind that the volume is lower today, so it is a little bit harder to expect a major run tomorrow. If Amazon get to overbought territory in the morning, then I think that it would be a good opportunity to take off the trade. Let's take a look at the pivot point for tomorrow, looking at the 30-minute chart here. So the pivot point for tomorrow on the upper end for Amazon would be $3,599, so almost $3,600. That is another $70 from here. The middle pivot point is $3,514, and the bottom pivot point is $3,481. The trade that I'm currently in is a $3,550 strike price, expiration January 7, 2022. I purchased that at the end of the trading day tomorrow for $7,200, and it is currently at over $10,000. So I am in the green. However, I do believe that Amazon is a multi-day run, and today is just the second day of run and the first day after the reversal. So I think that it could have another potential tomorrow. In doing so, I need to look at the various market internals to make sure that I'm looking at the right thing in addition to volume and RSI. If you are interested in receiving my market internals, feel free to sign up at my Patreon page, link down below, and you will receive my market internal as well as how I read it as well as how I read it. But for now, I think Amazon's still trending bullish. I did think that if Amazon holds on to 35.25, that is a much better alternative for me to hold on to the call option. But we shall see until the end of the day whether I enter the trade or exit the trade. I will also update my Patreons on my Patreon page as well. Let's take a look at Shopify here. Shopify had a really good day today as well, up over 6.7%. It is now reclaimed 50 days SMA after yesterday reclaiming 200 days SMA. So this is definitely a bullish sign for Shopify. Shopify too was showing sign of reversal going down on Friday, and sure enough, it crossed below 200 days SMA, which was an excellent opportunity to enter a call option. A few of you have messaged me and indicated that you took advantage of the trade when Shopify moved down below 200 days SMA, so congratulations. These are really good trade for reversal, but of course highly risky because you don't know that it would totally lose 200 days SMA and become completely bearish, or that it would reclaim 200 days SMA and become bullish again. But at least 200 days SMA usually is served as a very strong support, and it is always in my mind a good optimal point to enter a trade if you are looking at a generally bullish stock that is now retracing back to 50 days SMA or 200 days SMA. So on the daily chart here, Shopify had 2 consecutive days of bullishness. There is a gap today that it did not fill. Shopify usually fills the gap in the morning, so I think that Shopify will probably revisit this gap sometime in the near future. On the hourly chart here, the upper pivot point for tomorrow is $1,575. The middle pivot point is $1,506, and the bottom pivot point happens to be 50 days SMA at $1,477. If tomorrow, for whatever reason, Shopify opens right around 50 days SMA, thereby creating a gap, an opening gap, I would say it's a good opportunity and an optimal opportunity to enter a call option as well. Right now, the volume for Shopify is 95%. So unlike Amazon and Tesla, I think Shopify's bullish run is very much supported by volume and by the number of buyers out there. Although I must admit that the move is usually really violent with Shopify. It could also be very bullish one day and extremely bearish the next day. So we kind of have to be very careful with Shopify. Shopify is not the stock for me to swing trade. I usually day trade Shopify, but in certain circumstances, I could also swing trade. Shopify's current resistance is 1526, which is right around the area that it reversed here. The next resistance is 1549. The next one would be the upper pivot point at 1581 and then 1586. Those are immediate resistance on the hourly that I could see. Let's go back to the daily chart here. So with the daily chart, keep in mind that all-time high for Shopify was $17.62. So it had made a $400 downturn, but has since reclaimed back over $100 from the bottom, which is always good news for the bulls. I always trade Shopify on a short-term basis. I don't own Shopify, but if you are an investor in Shopify, you must be very happy for this reversal. And usually Shopify is a multi-day run stock, so you could potentially see a couple more days of green in Shopify before retracing. So all in all, I think we are entering a bullish period for Tesla, Amazon, and Shopify, at least temporarily. I do see that this is not necessarily a sustainable bullish run for weeks to come because the volume, at least in Tesla and in Amazon, is not amazing. But we're going to take one day at a time. I do think there are opportunities to trade in the upcoming weeks because there are a lot of volatility in the month of December, it looks like, particularly with Tesla, given all of the catalysts that are coming up for Tesla. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.